Okay. Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
Hello, everyone. I am Katie Petrick, and big news, filling in for David this week is everyone's favorite prop man, who only has like one prop today. He has props. If you ever watch him on One Nation, Dr. Jacobs is co-piloting today. Are you ready?
I am ready. What an honor to fill in for David Fiorazo. I miss him.
Excellent. Well, it is Monday. Check my watch. Oh, not wearing one. Yep, it is Monday, and we are live on Educated. So as always, if you want to say hi to Jake, you can do that, or say hi to me, whatever. But you can write down your questions and your comments. We're on Facebook. We're on Rumble. We'll do our best. We'll respond to you throughout the show. But we got to get started because, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's America. That should be our new slogan. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And now students and teachers are winning big cash prizes by the courts after being mistreated by schools controlled by leftist ideology. And I say to that, about time. So, being a teenager is pretty difficult in terms of hormones and things going on in their brains, right? They're not fully developed up there. Well, their bodies aren't fully developed either. There's awkwardness. Sometimes they get pimples.
Oh, I
acne.
had a lot of pimples.
Oh, did you?
I did. Oh, yeah.
We could have a whole show
story
dedicated to talking about this. You have some awkwardness. You're growing into your body. But then your school mistakes your acne face mask for blackface. And then they punish you for it. And things just get more awkward from there. It's hard enough being a teenager, and then they have to deal with this. And then to compensate for that, financially, you sue them for punishing you for mistaking your blackface because you wore an acne mask. Well, here we have California. That's what's going on. In California, we have two former private Catholic high school students who got $1 million and tuition reimbursements after administrators pushed them out over alleged blackface photos. Can we put the photos back up? Okay, I am no expert here, but I'm also not colorblind. Those are white, on the left, they're white acne face masks, and on the right, they are green. How is it? I mean, otherwise, if anything, I would mistake the guys on the right for being Ninja Turtles. They're missing one. And maybe that's where it came into play. There was only three. They're not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. How is that?
By the way,
blackface?
the Cherokee Warriors used to put white on their face.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey, that's a whole nother dynamic you're bringing in here, Jake. Whole nother dynamic. Now, what's interesting is this is at a Catholic high school. Again, the Catholic high schools are killing me lately. Two former private, Catholic high school students. They got the $1 million. And so the jury actually, that award was handed down in the past few weeks, siding with those two plaintiffs who had attended the St. Francis High School in Mountain View, California. While the former students had lost on 3 of their 5 claims with the lawsuit, the jury did side with them for the school's breach of oral contract and lack of due process. All right, we got to take this story back a minute, okay? Because the story itself, this is 2024, if I'm correct. Is it still 2024?
It's 2024.
All right. All the way back 7 years to 2017 when the photos were taken, but they reemerged in 2020. What happened in 2020 that caused an uproar around the nation and everyone to be on high alert for, racist tendencies?
Mean the Marxist Black Lives Matter folk and
yes.
Antifa?
Yeah, a little bit of that. The George Floyd takeover, as we call it. Well, in August of 2017, a boy who in the lawsuit was just identified as AH had worn a green acne face mask that was purchased by his mother, and he took a bathroom selfie with another boy who was wearing a white acne face mask. And then the next day, a friend identified as HH and a third boy, labeled minor 3, all put on the green acne face mask, taking a picture of themselves, which was provided in the lawsuit and what you guys just saw. Well, as the photo of the boys went viral, they stated that it had been taken as a joke and not out of racial animosity, because it wasn't out of racial animosity. But Jake, of course, no. we must claim that everything is racist all the time. And so they're claiming that it was blackface. And they being all the people in California and online.
Katie, I had a student at a Catholic high school I used to teach. He dressed up on Halloween as a Native American, the people who came here first, an Indian, right? He got in trouble. The principal started yelling at him for cultural appropriation, and he says, "Excuse me, but I'm a Menominee Indian." My boss did not know what to do. Man, he doubled back, and he's like, "Please forgive me." It's amazing. These administrators are so wound up about all this insanity. Give me a break.
Yep, and that's why we also have a California school district. You notice how both of these stories are in California?
I'm not surprised.
Interesting. We have just down the I-5, actually, in California, in the Jurupa Unified School District. So just jump on the I-5. You'll be there in like 6 hours. I looked it up. So they settled their own lawsuit last week, agreeing to pay $360,000 to a former high school teacher who was fired after refusing to use a student's preferred pronouns. Now, advocates for faith and freedom filed suit in May of 2023 after then gym teacher Jessica Tapia was terminated for refusing to comply with the school district's requirements in 2022 regarding her religious beliefs and students' gender identity. And of course, now they have to pay $885,000 to her and $75,000 to her lawyers. Take a look.
Jessica Tapia was fired as a teacher from Jurupa Valley High School for refusing to hide students' gender preferences from parents.
And I said, "Are you asking me to lie to parents?" And they said, "Yes."
AB 1266 passed in 2014. Schools can't tell parents about their children's gender identity without first asking the student. Assemblyman Billy Saley is introducing legislation saying he wants to protect parental rights so parents know what is going on with their children.
Concealing information from parents is not only wrong, it's dangerous and harmful to the emotional and physical safety of trans minors.
Tapia says parents need to be involved during this time.
We are talking about minors. Their brain is not fully developed. The decision-making portal in that brain it's not fully developed, and they need their parents at this time for everything they're going through, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you name it.
What did we just get done talking about? The hormones are raging in teenagers. They're not fully functioning, if you will, capable, adult-ready decision makers.
Yeah,
it's not there yet.
And a wonderful teacher who won't live by the lies in this bizarre world of gender dysphoria, et cetera, et cetera. She won't play. Jordan Peterson became internationally known because he refused to play the Canadian game.
Yep, and look at him now. No, Jake, you were in the classroom for years and years and years. You're a parent, you're a teacher, you can see various sides of this. How would this happen, like, in your classroom today with this pronoun nonsense? Like, what, like, position as a teacher, like, what kind of defense do you have if a student comes to you and says, well, my pronouns are this, that, or otherwise? How do you handle that?
Well, the thing of it is, it started to happen at the Catholic Academy I was at, and I refused to go along with it. It's probably one of the reasons I retired a little earlier than I wanted to. I still love to be teaching. I miss the kids, I really do. But the point is, I never did, and I won't play their games. I won't live by their lies. I will live in the world of reality, biology. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. I won't do it. I had a few students who went the other route, and I got in trouble for it, but I refused to do it. That's why this Jessica Tapia is a hero of mine. She stood up and said, I will not lie to the parents. I won't do it. It's wonderful stuff.
And more people should be like that. More people also should be reading more books, but that's apparently not happening. I'm a book lover, and this story hurts me a little bit. The latest Scholastic survey indicates that only 35% of 9-year-olds are reading at least 5 days a week, compared to 57% of 8-year-olds. What's happening between age 8 and 9? They're calling it the decline by 9. Let's not give it a fancy, fun little phrase. How about we fix the problem first? And then you can be like, oh, remember that when it was a decline by 9? But now it's like a rise something where they read more. I'm not sure. Something. They need to make it go higher, not lower.
In my day, and in your day, I mean, look, we learned the basics. We were taught the basics: reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yep.
And now this bizarre LGBT, XYZ, critical race theory, all this brainwashing indoctrination, it takes the place of common sense, logic, facts, and just learning. I mean, you're there to learn. There's socialization going on, but this indoctrination that's happening is what Jim Lindsay calls the Marxification of education. And this is, you said, would you say by 9? What was the phrase again?
Decline by 9 is what they're calling it.
Is it a coincidence? We talked about that situation in Minneapolis where the girl was 9 years old beating up on the girl who wasn't a Muslim. That is a form of indoctrination, militant indoctrination that's destroying education in this country.
Mm-hmm. Well, and here's the thing. The question is, what's happening between ages 8 and 9? Because that's what it is. It's like the kids are enjoying it, and then now they're not. Statistically, the reading frequency, like I said, goes down from 57% to 35% being reading. Are you reading for fun? That's the thing. Are you reading for fun 5 to 7 days a week? Drops. The importance of reading books for fun drops. Do you have reading enjoyment? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Drops. So what is happening in between those two ages that the love of reading has gone away? And a lot could do with, are they getting more screen times? Is something happening in the classroom where they're not?
What grade are we talking about right now?
8 to 9?
Yeah, what would you say?
You're dropping
fourth?
What, 3rd to 4th grade?
4th grade. So what you're saying is...
4th is turning 10. So you're talking about like second
so within
into
the curricula,
third, yeah.
What's happening?
They're getting closer to like chapter books. Maybe, who knows? Like, according to this, the why that they're giving is that they're saying it's pandemic school disruptions could be part of it.
Social media distraction or what?
Yeah, Circana's Kristen McLean, who's an analyst, I should say, in the children's book industry, says that I don't think it's possible to overstate how disruptive the pandemic was on middle grade readers. Right now, those kids who are kindergarten pandemic kids are the 3rd graders. So it very well could be everything, their beginning education got disrupted, and now they only see reading as like for school and not for fun. But that was the fun. Reading for fun is fun, like you get to go to imaginary lands, and it's a lot of fun. But hey, we do have one 9-year-old who actually does love it and is trying to encourage everyone else to also love it.
Great readers make great writers, whilst great writers make great communicators, and great communicators make great persuaders. And you know what great persuaders make? They make good societies, and that's what this world needs. I think that it's totally crazy that all anyone ever talks about is games, TV shows, WhatsApp, Instagram, Bitmoji. I don't even know what that is. My brother just told me about it. WeChat, Kiki, Saraha, and I could go on forever. Studies have shown that some kids these days even spend 6.5 hours on a screen a day. I think we should draw attention to this problem. However, not reading can even result in making your brain less active or engaged. Just over the past year, I've enjoyed reading Winnetou by Carl May, the Harry Potter series with 8 books, Roald Dahl series with 12 books, and the Unwanted series with 7 books, and many, many single books in between. Some I've liked less, some I've liked more, but they all took me for such an adventure. Ask my family members. I'm a truly unhappy child when I don't have a good book to read right next to me.
I mean, it's possible, everyone.
Wow.
It is possible. Give kids books to read, and they will become great thinkers, great speakers, and the world will be a better place, as he said. That's what we need for a society to thrive.
Absolutely. You and I love books. I've been reading books since I was a little kid. All right, friends, it's time to find out if you're smarter than a student at Freedom Project Academy. Here's a question from our World Geography course. What is the world's newest country? A, South Sudan, B, Russia, C, Czech Republic, or D, Madagascar? We'll be back with the answer after the break.
Today's episode is brought to you by Freedom Project Academy. Looking for a K-12 classical online school built on Judeo-Christian values? FPA is enrolling now for the fall. Request your free information packet at freedomforschool.com. That's freedom, F-O-R, school.com. we're back. Let's think if you are smarter than a student at FPA. Here's the question. What is the world's newest country? Is it South Sudan, Russia, Czech Republic, or Madagascar? Well, the answer, of course, is A, South Sudan. Did you get that right? That's the question. All right, well, for more information on the live anytime homeschool and summer school courses offered at Freedom Project Academy, visit freedomforschool.com. That's freedomforschool.com. Now, that boy from the last segment, that 9-year-old voracious reader that he is, he might as well become a teacher, because these days, it doesn't even matter. You can be whatever you are and go into the classroom and become an educator. We have a national teacher shortage. We have for decades at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, breaking news. The sun is going to shine today, and there is a national teacher shortage. Did you like that?
It was pretty good,
I took
Katie.
it back.
That was pretty good.
I took it back. That's old school. That's old school right there. I wasn't just looking on a cell phone. All right. There's nothing new here. But this story is out of Arizona, where our very own Dr. Jake Jacobs lives half the year. And so you can teach down there.
Yeah,
But you actually do have a teaching degree.
I have my teaching license to the year 2099. I'd be
There
like
you go.
150.
But hey, you didn't need to go get a degree or anything. Not in Arizona. They have a shortage. They need people. So what is it that Arizona's deciding to do? Take a look.
Yes, do I want to pay off my student loans? Yes, would I like to take a vacation? Yes, do I not want to work every summer without fail or every winter break to pay my bills? Am I living paycheck to paycheck? Yeah.
Sandra Lockhart taught for 16 years, but she says on a teacher's low salary, she'll probably never be able to pay off her debt. Lockhart is certified to teach history, but last year she had to step up and teach science to 55 students.
It was intense. Did they pass the state science test? No, they didn't. Because how am I going to get 55 kids on my own to pass the state science test when I am not currently certified, in being a science teacher?
Some states where more than half their school districts have a tough time filling school vacancies include Nevada, Arizona, Illinois, Florida, and Michigan. At the start of the last school year, Arizona needed about 7,500 teachers still. The state relies on uncertified teachers to fill the void.
When you have a teacher shortage, you have teachers that are not as qualified. And then you see, in many cases, correlating decline in data, which is a concern for everybody. Oh, the kids aren't doing so well. Well, if you're not going to pay us and you can't find anybody to put in the classroom, data's going to drop.
Out of those 7,500, about 4,000 of them were filled by alternative means. They were on an alternative pathway, a change of career. So they may be in the business setting, or they got a college degree in another field.
Some school districts are working to certify more teachers in hopes of lessening the shortage.
We're in our second year of hosting our own certification program. So if you have a degree in another field, you can be a teacher tomorrow, and after you complete our 2-year program, now you have all the teacher credentials.
This one for me is a little bit of I don't know how to feel about it, because I've argued, and I still argue, teacher certification programs are a joke and a waste of time.
Yeah.
So then I think, well, people who are in the business field who want to come and teach business classes, that makes sense.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
In the chemistry lab, come into the classroom and teach chemistry. However, that being said, teacher certification programs are people who hopefully want to go into teaching, understand the people skills of how to interact with students, relate to students so that they get the material, they can digest the material. Some people in the other industries who work in a lab or who are in the business field don't know how to communicate their knowledge to the said students. So you need to have that combination in order to be a successful teacher. So for me, it's a little bit more complicated than just, oh, we have a teacher shortage, don't just get any warm body. You got to have at least one of the two, and then let's work from there, I guess, if we're at that
Katie, I think you're
bit of
spot on.
shortage.
Being an educator like myself, too. I got my degree at Arizona State. We had to take a test. I passed the test, barely, but I did pass the test. All right, so I'm licensed in Arizona.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to back to Wisconsin, with a master's degree, I had to go to University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh for a year and a half to get my Wisconsin State certification. education.
Yep.
And I look at 80% of what they made me take was a waste of my time and my money. So when Governor Walker took on the unions back in the day, was it 2011, 2012, he in essence said, look, there's a kind of a racket going on here where you had the continuing education credits, et cetera. And I kept on having to go to school and do it because you did it because I didn't want to lose my license. But I'm telling you, we need to have some type of a standard because you just can't throw anybody in there. But I love the idea when Governor Walker and other governors in Pennsylvania, et cetera, had said, let's get some of the top people in industries and bring them in. And maybe a class or two or some training where they can learn classroom management or whatever. But I think you and I both know there are a lot of teachers who are teaching who shouldn't be teaching.
For sure. Now, I think we both agree on this, one of the easiest ways to improve teaching, get teachers into the classroom, not having a teacher shortage, get rid of the union.
Touche.
And let the teachers teach and not have to do all the other garbage.
Yep.
That's what we have. But hey, I digress. Because we got our best of the best Babylon Bee headlines to discuss, and we need you, of course, out there to pick a winner. Stay with us.
In 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. Introducing Patriot Mobile, the wireless carrier that stands with you. We are committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream.
Get free activation now with promo code EDUCATED.
All right, before we wrap up the show for the day, let's take a look at everyone's favorite satire site, the Babylon Bee.
Here are this week's top 5 Babylon Bee headlines.
We've picked our favorite headlines, and now we ask you to help us decide which should be named Queen of the Hive. We start with number 1. President Biden dies 13 times while filming video challenging Trump to debate. Number 2, the latest polls show Biden will need twice as many fake ballots to win election this year. Number 3, Nancy Pelosi begins dressing as a hobo after learning San Francisco giving vodka shots to the homeless. And number 4, White House installs breathalyzers on Kamala Harris's microphone. And finally, number 5, college students announce indefinite hunger strike for Palestine between 10 a.m. and noon, and also between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. every day except for some light snacking. All right, for all of our friends watching, which one did you like best? Katie, how about you?
I mean, goodness gracious. Okay, see, I feel like last week we were kind of like, they're all right. This week, Babylon Bee, maybe they've been taking a few of those shots with the vodka. Anytime you get Nancy Pelosi or Kamalama Ding Dong in there, you know I'm going to be all about it. So, either Nancy Pelosi beginning to dress as a hobo after learning San Fran is giving vodka shots to the homeless. I mean, on point. But also Kamala, I mean, come on now. Kamalama Ding Dong. How could you White House installing breathalyzer on Kamala Harris's microphone? I mean, at least it would explain things. Probably explain things better than she can. Word salad that she puts out there. What are you thinking, Jake? Where are you at?
Number 1, President Biden dies 13 times while filming video challenging Trump to debate. I mean, when you think of him bumbling and schmumbling in his verbiage, bumbling and schmumbling down Air Force One, absolutely perfect. And I love the fact that President Trump is demanding that he actually have a drug test before the debate coming up in June.
I mean, that's primo on that one. Let's take a look over. What is everyone saying? Sarah, hello. How's it going? She's down in Texas. Sarah saying hi to us. Luz, you finally made it. Excellent. Adrian, you're here. Good to know. Who do we got for votes? Ken wants number 3. Ken is with me. Thank you, Ken. Or Ken Joe, I guess it says. Gregory. See, Wisconsinite. So Gregory's on my side. Number 3 as well. And Adrian, all the way in the UK, is going with number 6.
No, what, number 6? There's no number 6.
He always goes with number 6.
Matey, what's going on here, mate?
This is what Adrian always does.
Adrian, he must be in Rocky.
I don't know, but this is how Adrian operates. All right, well, that's what we have for what's happening.
All right, guys, that's going to
wrap up the headlines.
It's going to wrap up the headlines.
We're going to do some more satire next time, aren't we? Boom. All right. Well, of course, if you do enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to our audio podcast and weekly media e-blast, which does contain all of the top stories of the week. Simply go to stayeducated.org. Now, for Jake and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting what we do. Until next time, stay educated.
Ciao.